Hi guys, my name is Lita with Lita Fajita Crafts, and I'm coming to you today with a quick yarn and yap. I'm going to try and keep this one a little bit shorter than my normal yarn and yaps, but I just want to talk a little bit about what's been going on in my life and in my business and what's coming up on this channel, and I'm very excited about it. Because of all the exciting things that have been going on, I unfortunately haven't had time to actually record a review video this week, but I have several review videos planned. We've got a pattern review video coming up soon, actually. We have a few yarn reviews. In fact, I'm going to show you my Michaels haul that I got today. Look at that! So, some of these, probably most of them, maybe all of them, I don't know. I'm going to try making scrunchies on my Addy machine. So, I got this Karen Groovy cake, which is really super duper soft and colorful. And before I forget to tell you why I'm making so many scrunchies, it's because I'm gonna be in a vendor market, possibly even before this video goes up, because I don't know when I'll be able to get it posted. But today is Sunday. My vendor market is Wednesday right after work, so I essentially only have a few hours of like being at home and not being at work to prepare for this market. So we're gonna try and make as many quick projects as we can. And so I really hope that this works for scrunchies, because they'd be so cute and so soft and comfy to wear on your wrist, I think. But obviously, keep watching my channel if you'd like to know for sure how they turn out. And then I got these two colorways of, what is this? I kind of just picked what looked cool, I'm not gonna lie. Loops and Threads Textured Twist. I have never tried anything like this in a knitting machine, so I'm really interested to see how it's gonna go. And even if it doesn't go well, there's gonna be really cool stuff I can crochet with these. Then I got a whole bunch of these. So I've actually tried crocheting with them, and I've tried using them in a centro, and I'm not gonna lie to you, despite how beautiful they are, I hated them for crochet. The texture sucks. I even tried to make a tutorial on this, and I just couldn't, because I couldn't even show you what I was doing because it just kept on snagging. But when I tried it in my centro, it was surprisingly smooth and awesome, and the finished product looked so good. So I'm hoping that it'll be the same in my Addy. And I got like 3 more colorways of this. I'm talking faster than I can think. I got this colorway. Oh, one fell on the ground. Anyway, I got this colorway and this colorway. So I'm so excited for these scrunchies. And then these I'm a little more curious about. These are glow-in-the-dark yarns, and so far I kind of don't like the texture, but I'm gonna see how they do in the machine, and I'm gonna see how they do in the wash. It says that they're machine washable. The texture is really like weird on this one. How can I get my camera to show it better? There you go. It's almost like pipe cleaner, like, refocus. There we go. It feels pretty weird. It feels like pipe cleaner. So I hope that it gets better in the wash, and I hope it doesn't, you know, pull people's hair. Like, these are gonna go in people's hair. So we'll see how it goes, but if it goes well, it'll be really cool because it's glow in the dark, and who doesn't want a glow in the dark scrunchie? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't until today because I'd never thought of it, but now I kind of do. So there we go. And I do want to say a disclaimer. You guys probably see me buy tons and tons and tons of yarn all the time, and I do want to let you know that I don't necessarily endorse that habit, okay? I have a crochet business, and I still have more yarn than I will ever use, and I really need to figure out what to do with it. So I don't want you to necessarily be like me and just go and buy every yarn that you see that looks cool. I want you to make good choices about your spending. Do as I say, not as I do, please. There are some other YouTubers that have really good videos on consumerism. That's what this is called when you, like, you just buy a whole bunch of stuff. Like, stuff is always being sold to you. That's consumerism. So if you want some good videos about that, check out the Faded Wildflower Crochet and check out Moon Bay Crochet. But back to the topic, we're going to talk about what's happening in my business. So there is a company opening here soon in my hometown that is going to basically be kind of like a flea market, but for handmade crafts only. And it's more of a, the wording is curated artisan boutique, which I didn't know what that meant until I read the description, that it's like a flea market, but fancier. Like, I'm not renting a booth, I'm just renting the ability to have stuff displayed in the store, and then she organizes it in a, like, clean and aesthetic way, which I think is really super cool. So I can't wait to see how it looks. She has all this, like, interactive tables and stuff like that planned for people to be able to come and do fun stuff. There's going to be events, there's going to be people teaching workshops, and hopefully one of these days I will be one of those people. Her and I have talked about me teaching a crochet class, but for now I am going to have crocheted and tie-dye items sold in the store, and so I've been doing a lot of work getting ready for that. And there's also a vendor event happening to launch it, so that's what I'm preparing for on Wednesday, that I'm trying to, like, crunch, go, get ready. Hey, I'm editing right now, and I feel like I need to fix my wording a little bit. It wasn't to launch the business, it was to fundraise for the business. The business has not opened yet, but the event is in the past now because I'm editing this after it happened. It was really fun. I'm really excited to continue working with this person. I cannot wait for the business to launch, and I will share more information with you guys when I'm able to. So, that's been really exciting. I also have been putting in just a little bit more effort to get out into my community more, and I've been meeting some really cool people, so that's been really exciting. I can't wait to see where my business takes me in the future. Now, the other thing that I did today that was really fun and that I wish I had thought of before is I went to the library and I checked out some craft books. So when I first got my library card, like a few weeks ago, I had checked out a ginormous thick book of crochet stitches. I think it was called 500 crochet stitches. And it was so cool. I didn't have time to dig into it nearly as deep as I wanted to, but it's at the library, so I can get it again whenever I want to. But I did take it back today, and I got 2 new books. So I got this book on amigurumi. I don't normally make a whole bunch of amigurumi. I usually like to make wearables, but I think that since I'm going to be selling more items in person or in physical stores, amigurumi might be kind of fun to get into. Now, I don't know, I do know that it's a very saturated market. I don't know if anybody else at this store is going to be trying to sell amigurumi, and I definitely am going to need some time to practice, so I guess this is kind of just more for me to play around and see if I like it more. I've tried it before and I didn't like it at first, but I'm gonna see if now that I've had a lot more practice with crochet, if I get to where I like it now, because there are some really, really cute things you can make, and if I can find a resource like this for free, then why not? There's a lot of stuff in this book, so that's pretty exciting. And then I got this book, mostly because I saw these little granny square turtles, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I take off like the second layer of granny squares and the filling, I can actually make them coasters. I can just make cute little like flat turtle coasters, but still with heads and feet and stuff. That would be so adorable. And now that I look at this again, I see is this a daffodil? I don't know my flowers. That's exciting because I did want to sell crochet flowers, but I only know off the top of my head how to make roses. And I was going to look for a book on flowers at the library, but I knew I wouldn't have time to dig into 3 books. My library, you check out books for 3 weeks, so this is gonna be fun though. There's at least 2 things in here that I really want to make. I see some gloves, some little placemats, and I love making household stuff, so this is gonna be fun. I'm excited. I also got, these look creepy, but got some mannequin heads to display my hats on. The cashier at Walmart where I got the mannequin head, she was telling me all about the pranks that she's seen people pull with them, so that's pretty fun, but she said they're Halloween pranks. We're nowhere close to Halloween. You know what? I just realized I've totally seen, was it in The Office where he like attached another head to his shoulder? Maybe these have more potential than I thought. Anyway, that's a side note. But that's what I've been up to. Just a lot of planning and networking and crocheting. I also am an accountant actually at my day job, and so I've been like setting up my QuickBooks and just sort of getting things in order for that, and it's a lot more fun when it's for your own business. It does feel kind of weird to get home from work from doing accounting all day and then do my own accounting, and I'm like, but this is completely different, but it's not. I am planning to test these yarns in my Addy knitting machine because I have never used most of these in a knitting machine before, but let me know if you want crochet reviews for these yarns as well. I haven't actually looked yet to see what reviews are out there, and if there are not any out there and I already have these yarns, then I might as well tell you guys all about them. I have a few more yarns that I'm going to review also that I don't have shown here. Some of them are coming in the mail and I'm very, very excited, and you Hobbii fans out there will be excited too. Did you know that they came out with Fruta Solid and it's available to the public? I am the public. I'm not big enough that any companies partner with me or send me free stuff or anything like that. So I just bought the yarn like, you know, like a pleb, like normal people do, and it got lost in the mail. It's bouncing all around the country. I don't know why, and I've had to call the post office twice, but it's hopefully going to get here at some point, and so I will be reviewing that yarn, and that might be one of the ones I'm the most excited for because Hobbii Fruta is already my favorite yarn, and now that they have a solid, that brings up so many new opportunities of like color pairings and color control and things like that that we can do with it. And I have like 5 patterns in my head for bags that I want to make with it. I think that this is going to be such a great bag yarn. I also think it's going to be such a great t-shirt yarn, not t-shirt yarn like actual t-shirt yarn, but like to make shirts out of, because it's drapey and it's like, it feels cool against your skin. So really excited for it to come in. I also want to make some bucket hats out of it. I have so many ideas. I also have Red Heart Roll With It Melange to review at some point, and I have some yarns at my apartment already that are pretty similar to that one. So I was even thinking about doing a little comparison video. It's Hobbii Tea Time and Premier Spun Colors. So let me know if you guys are interested in a comparison video for those. But that is all that I have for today. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up by just letting you guys know that I really do want to hear from you. I want to know what you want to see on this channel, what you want to see reviewed, whether it be patterns or yarns or crochet supplies like hooks, anything like that. Anything that you want me to test in my Addy. If you have ideas of things to sell in a store, I am very, very much welcoming those right now. I tend to be a person with like 100,000 ideas, but I can't hold all those ideas in my head. And I can't even write them down. I don't have time to write down all the ideas that are in my head. It would take like an hour and then I'd forget them by the time I thought of them. But I do write down some of my ideas, and I have... How much stuff do I have to sell? I have a lot of tie-dye stuff. You can tie-dye a lot faster than you can crochet. So for crochet stuff, I basically have like hats, and I'm gonna have scrunchies. I have a few dishcloths. I'm gonna make some more. I have lots more ideas for hats and bags. But you know, we're gonna just do what we have time to do. Businesses take time. It's okay to start slow, so I need to keep reminding myself of that, and it has been a pretty slow start. I actually have been a business for about a year, but I've only done one vendor market, and I had this problem in the beginning where I changed my strategy so many times that it really didn't get anywhere. So I very much have shiny new thing syndrome, as I call it. But I am gonna go ahead and leave you guys with that because I want this Yarn and Yap to be just a little bit shorter. So I hope that everybody has a fantastic rest of your day. Feel free to leave me any comments about anything that you'd like me to consider doing on this channel, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!